So Crytek just interviewed Post Malone about their game Hunt Showdown. And there's a couple points in the video that are kind of a big deal. And we're going to get right into it.
It's the best game. It's the best game.
One of the biggest points in this video was that they're going to be introducing this new trait to where you're able to hold bullets between your fingers if you're using a single shot rifle, such as a Sparks or whatever rifle that has one bullet in it. You'll be able to use it and be able to just reload faster so that you're able to stay in combat longer. And that honestly would be so nice, especially with those types of rifle. They have so many downsides to it that a trait like that could bring them more into abundance into each round of Hunt Showdown. And even for me, I've always wanted to use those rifle, but just looked at it as more of a disadvantage to be able to shoot one shot at a time.
First off, I want snow.
Okay.
Where you can see the footprints.
The other point that Post Malone talked about was maybe introducing a map that's filled with snow. You know, we haven't seen an environment like that before. It would be something definitely new. You know, you'll be able to silhouette people easier because their body would be silhouetted against the white snow. Also talked about maybe adding some sort of effect where you're able to leave footprints so that you'll be able to get tracked, or maybe they stay there for a little bit and they go away later. Even introducing some interesting play styles or funny moments. I think the snowy map idea would be a really good idea and a fresh way to play Hunt. Also, they talked about maybe incorporating some sort of urban city,
More urban area, more buildings, like crazy condensed kind of where, yeah, and more maybe like crazy condensed, a lot of cover, hard to see people, very like a lot of places to hide. Like a city would be killer. Like I think that would be awesome.
I think it would be interesting. I understand that maybe adding a bit more buildings could freshen up the gunfights and Hunt Showdowns. I think you'd have to do it very, very right to make sure, you know, you're not going for the huge urban aesthetics. But even we see it with the train station. I think that's a great way to include urban settings in the snowy map.
If you put a guitar as an equipment slot, it does nothing but make noise constantly, and you're playing these songs on the guitar and you're bringing people in, and also it's awesome.
Right.
You just have the guitar.
I think another cool idea that Post Malone suggested was having a guitar as an equipment slot. Be able to take it out at any point in the match and just start playing it. I think that's a really cool idea, and it would bring an interesting even strategy to where you can use that guitar to maybe cover up your teammates walking around or rotating, and then have more people listening to the audio of the guitar than people running away. Just different ways and strategies of doing certain gunfights. And I think I'm really excited if they end up introducing that. Because to me, when you're able to incorporate ideas like that to where it changes up each fight, it leaves a lot of creativity on the table for you to do any kind of play that you have in mind and see if you are able to get the upper hand or not. The other cool thing is that you'd be able to use it as a melee weapon, and each time you hit somebody or something with it, the guitar becomes a bit more detuned and becomes not as good sounding. I think it's a cool idea. I think they should introduce it. It might even bring some funny moments. You know, I can see a lot of streamers and YouTubers creating content from it. I think it's a really, really good idea. Another thing that is more of a rumor, we don't have any, like, they didn't speak much about it in the video. It's more of like their website had a kind of a blog post about it, and it's about Post Malone almost being like a character or in the lore of Hunt Showdown. People are speculating it could be hinting at maybe a skin down the future, or even collaborating with music, whether that's in their band or bringing his music into the game. I think depending on how they navigate that situation, I think if they give him more of a freedom or creativity to be like, hey, design a skin for us to introduce, I think that's a good idea. I think even if they designed a more lore appropriate skin and have Post Malone type characteristics, like maybe his face tattoos, I think we can make it work. I think there's no problem with it. Obviously, you know, you can do a lot of things with his character. You can, you know, he has a lot of grills, and I'm sure you can do a lot with his teeth in that game. And so I think there's a lot of creative ways to appropriately incorporate Post Malone as a skin. And even with the music, if they collaborated with their band together, he's going through a country phase right now, which is honestly really good if you haven't listened to his album. his album is really, really good. If they collaborate, I think they'd be able to do some really good music together. If they were to incorporate his music into the game, I would have to be able to hear it to feel like, to really have an opinion on it, because I don't know. I don't think his rap and hip hop music would incorporate well with the game, but also maybe his more of his country. It's not the same vibe as Hunt Showdown, so that I think we would need more information, or even just something to go off of to see what they're going for. But I think it would be a cool collaboration. I think it would not be as crazy and codified as like a Nicki Minaj. I think sometimes people go to extremes, but I think with the benefit of the doubt, I think they can do this like right on the head.
I've always said leaning would be awesome.
I understand why you'd want to do that, and I get it as a quality of life feature, because it would be nice to be able to lean to the left and right. But to be honest, as a cowboy and as an immersive the immersive game that Hunt Showdown is, I just don't see it making that much sense. I think it would have to be done well, but also it just might not fit well. I come from Tarkov, so like leaning left and right, I do it all the time, and it's natural to me. And when I played Hunt Showdown, it didn't feel unnatural. It made sense. I'd have to maybe see it tested and see how it would affect the game, but I'm not too on board on that idea. But overall, I mean, this video is honestly super cool. It's super cool to see a celebrity who actually cares about the game, who loves the game, who plays the game and thinks about it, and even just have really great ideas to just into creating into the game. I think it's just super cool. And even endorsing it, there isn't that many people or even celebrities of that status that love the game and play it the way he does and also endorses it. And so I think it's cool to see that this is not something that he's doing out of like money gain, but this is something that he actually cares about. So it's cool to see that. It's cool that he even, you know, said that it's the best game.
It's the best game. It's the best game.
And so I think that's something to be proud of. I think Crytek did a great job with this interview. I think this is honestly such a well-made collab and interview. And honestly, it's such a W. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to what they incorporate. I'm excited what ideas they got, and also things that they might have not showed us in this video that they're thinking about and wanting to create. I think we're in a really, really good place, and I'm excited for the future. So as always, I'll see you guys next time.